Bom dia, welcome back. I'm spending a quiet, lazy day at home, which I love. I don't feel the need to go out every day like I did when I was younger. You know, I've been visiting and living here in Salvador for what has it been now, 23 years. And I remember when I was out of the house every single day, usually at the beach, all day long. And then in the late afternoon, I'd go to a neighborhood cafe or a bar. And then in the evening, I'd go out generally to the Pelourinho to listen to music or to socialize. And now, at 71, I don't feel that need to be out and about all the time. Of course, I do go out. I did go out earlier this morning and went for a long walk all the way from my neighborhood, Baja, up to the old part of the city. I was going to a particular shop, did not find what I wanted, but it was a very nice walk. But now I'm home and I'm quite comfortable and happy to be here. And I'm also very comfortable and happy and content to not be in the United States. I'm quite happy to be far, far, far away from the United States and all of the tension and the drama that is happening back there, the political strife. The news from the United States is frankly horrifying. And I'm so much calmer here. I can't recommend enough what a natural tranquilizer it is to move out of the United States and find a place in the world that works for you. I have somehow found Salvador, Bahia, Brazil, but I think I could be quite happy in a lot of places in the world. I was just watching on YouTube a guy who has made his life in Vietnam, in Da Nang, Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam twice, and boy, his life sure looked nice. and I'm thinking, wow, I could live in Vietnam. I've talked about Cambodia before. There are tons of places in Latin America I could live because, you know, I was fluent Spanish speaker. Brazil, of course, is the size of the continental United States, so plenty of choices here. The choices are unlimited in the world, so don't ever feel like you're stuck in your home country, especially if you live in North America with all of the political and economic craziness that's happening there. And don't feel like you have to spend months or years trying to figure out how to do it, where to go. As my mother used to say, blah, 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 just do the effing thing, darling. And she's right, you know. In 1992, I got a bee in my bonnet and I upped and moved to Mexico City with $2,000 and little to no planning. No idea where I was going to live or how I was going to make a living because, you know, back in 1992 I was much younger. I had no Social Security or any kind of financial cushion, but I just did the damn thing. Got on a plane and landed in Mexico City, and on the third day, I got a job, found a job in the, the Mexico City News, I think it was called. It was the English language newspaper in Mexico City. In the classified ads, found a job as an English teacher. And within a few months, they made me the director of the school. And I landed on my feet. And it was a fabulous experience. And basically the same thing happened here in Brazil. Oh, I met a Brazilian walking down the street in San Francisco, invited me to come to Brazil, came, and here I am, 23 years later, no regrets. And if for some reason I had to leave Brazil tomorrow, well, I get on a plane and I might go to Vietnam or Cambodia, or who knows. There's lots of places to land. And, you know, we have the internet now. We didn't have the internet back in those days to look up information or to guide us or to make a reservation at an Airbnb or a hostel or to get city guides. You just grabbed a guidebook at a bookstore at the airport and you landed and you survived. So my advice is get out and find yourself a cute apartment. Oh my God, I love my apartment here. Love it. It's $365 a month for a really charming one bedroom apartment. It's one bedroom, living room, kitchen, you know, this garden patio that I have that I'm always working in and fixing up is out there. And then I've got a back patio, which I rarely show. But I mean, this is why I'm able to spend all day in my apartment and not even feel the need to leave, because I can walk outside on the patio and putter around in the garden and feel the rain and the wind. It's heaven. If I need a news fix, well, I just turn on the TV, you know. It's 2026. There's such thing called cable TV. I've got it. I get all of the international news channels. I get YouTube. So no matter where you are in the world, you're not cut off by any means, but you can turn it off and tune it out. That's the great part. In case any of you were wondering and you didn't see my short video update about my living situation, the conflict with my brother-in-law, etc., that's all been dealt with. It's all smoothed out. Good conversation. Ground rules, house rules have been set down. So, you know, issues pop up no matter where you are in the world. But my issues were temporary and they were dealt with. And so alegria na Bahia. Only happiness here in Bahia. And one of the many things that I especially love is the financial freedom and the lack of financial worry. Because, you know, I collect Social Security. I get a Social Security deposit once a month, $1,500 a month. Well, to be precise, $1,501 a month. And I live very nicely here in Brazil on that. Here in Brazil, that's considered a very comfortable middle-class income. As I mentioned, my apartment here is $365 a month. My other bills and expenses are very low. Utilities, $40 a month. Food, very inexpensive, and very, very fresh and healthy. Entertainment, free to low cost. Just going out for long walks is my daily entertainment, and exploring. And frankly, I have no intention of ever living in the United States again. As I said, for some reason, Brazil kicks me out. Well, you know, I'm just a plane ride away from lots of other spots where I could land. So are you. And so are you, all of you. As I always say, there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. I've been doing this, traveling and living abroad, starting when I was 20 years old, way back in the mid-70s. I'm alive and well, and there's no reason to be nervous or frightened. There's no reason to hunker down in some kind of retirement community in Florida or Arizona, or if you're young, to live in some cramped, small apartment with 10 roommates. Find a way to become a digital nomad if you're not retirement age, and make it happen. Start mentally preparing yourself right now. Start learning a language, the language of the place you would like to land. You got YouTube, a fabulous source for language learning. You've got the library. You've got all sorts of resources. Happen. No excuses. Come on. You know, it's not permanent exile. You get homesick, you miss your family, just get on a plane. Put aside a little bit of your money that you get from your work, your side hustle, your pension for a return ticket. And in my case, I go back to California once a year to visit friends and get a checkup with my doctor. And all I need are a couple weeks and I'm back on the plane, back here in paradise. Find your paradise. Look behind me. I've got a tropical paradise right behind me in the form of my small patio garden. It's full of tropical plants. It is a delight to go out there, to look at it when I'm sitting on the couch, to water, to plant. It really does feel like a paradise to me. I do go out, well, I walk out my front door and I'm greeted by Brazil. Pulsating Brazil, full of life, full of magic, full of energy. Everything's new. Even though I've been here for over 2 decades, there's always something new that happens when I walk out the door. I'm excited just talking about it. See this clay figure of the Candomblé goddess Oshun? I acquired her, I think it was about 20 years ago. Candomblé, of course, is the Afro-Brazilian religion that was brought over from Africa and is practiced here, especially here in the state of Bahia. I bought her about over 20 years ago, and I still have her. She actually has traveled with me. She actually spent some time up in San Francisco, where I used to live, and I brought her back to Brazil with me. There's her name there, Oshun. And if you saw my last episode, that was at the festival, or the caminhada, the walk of Oshun. And here is Oshun. Here, of course, is Iemanjá, the Candomblé goddess, or Orisha, is what they are, Orishas of the waters. And her date, festival date, is coming up on February 2nd, one of my favorite days of the year. And coming up very soon, let's see, on Thursday, the 15th, this Thursday, is one of the biggest festival days of the year, the Lavagem de Bonfim. Lavagem de Bonfim. Here's another figure of Iemanjá, by the way. A little figure and a painting of Iemanjá. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to the Lavagem de Bonfim. Happens every year, and I'll be taking you with me, of course. So what I'm trying to say is that there's always something interesting going on here. And those kind of interesting daily events, weekly events, happen wherever you are in the world. You just got to get out of the United States and discover and explore. I mean, for a 2-week vacation, I mean living abroad, moving abroad, making a break. You won't regret it. I've never regretted it. Here's another pillow that I have on my couch of various orishas. I am not a practicing, I do not practice the Candomblé religion, but I'm what is called simpatizante. I'm very interested in Candomblé. I go to many Candomblé related festivals, gatherings. It's one of the ways that I feel that I'm closer to the culture here and get to know people within the community. I'm a big believer in learning the language. I taught myself to speak Portuguese. When I lived in Mexico, I taught myself to speak Spanish. Spoke Spanish before I moved to Mexico. You know, it's easy. It's an easy language to learn, especially if you live in a state like California or Texas, or basically any state nowadays. So I guess what I'm doing in this episode is giving you all a pep talk about making a change in your life by moving abroad. I know some of you have done it. I know some of you are thinking about doing it, are planning to do it, and I'm giving a pep talk to those of you who might be intrigued by the idea, but maybe nervous about doing it. And as I said, my mother's theme was just do the effing thing, and then she'd add, darling, just do it. There's a map of Brazil that I have in my kitchen. I don't know if you can see them, but I've got red stick pins on every place, city or town that I visited in Brazil. Of course, this is where I live, here in Salvador. And then I've got these white stick pins here, and there's one there for places that I'm planning to visit this year. These are, of course, this is Manaus in the Amazon. I really want to get up to the Amazon. I think in March I am making a trip to visit my sister-in-law in here, Belo Horizonte, Salvador, Belo Horizonte. So I love maps, and maps inspire me. I always have maps up in my house. A map of the world that I have in my hallway. Always since I was a child, I've loved looking at maps and fantasizing about where I want to go. She's having a lazy day too, at home. One of her several places in the house that she likes to nap. She also likes to nap outside in the patio garden. Anyway, just wanted to give you all a pep talk, and hopefully my enthusiasm for leaving the United States and moving abroad inspires you, motivates you. Maybe I transfer a little of my enthusiasm and excitement and energy about it to you. Thanks for joining me today. And as always, beijo, ciao.